Yo, welcome to San Miguel TV. We are live. We're gonna talk about a few things. Let's see if I can get some better light up in here. All right, that works. All right. What am I getting notified about? What's good, y'all? San Miguel TV. Man, let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about a few things. I'll wait for some people to come on. We're gonna talk about this P. Diddy docu-series. What's good, brother? Damn, I should have went live with somebody else to talk about these things, because yeah, but I made this a single focus live. It's gonna be just me talking a lot of schmack. Now, I'm gonna be talking about the evidence that's coming out. There's a lot of things said about Diddy, man. And people want to see him defend himself. He actually put out a statement from prison. He's currently serving 50 months, 4 years, pretty much, and a couple months there. Yeah, man. Upstate. Shit ain't no game, man. You know, let's talk about all these things, man. What's good, Brother Haram? Brother Haram or Brother Harama Dewan. Harama Dewan, right? My bad. I probably always pronounce that wrong. I got the notification too. That's weird. I didn't know I could get notifications to my own video. Yeah, man. Just want to talk about this Diddy stuff. I think this is like some cool stuff. Interesting, to say the least. You got allegations of possible assassinations or murder. Actually, yeah, these are murders, not assassinations. It ain't political at all. This is all just a bunch of messy ass cats that don't know what to do with the money that they got, man. And I think about that sometimes. Some people just don't deserve to have money, you know? Some people, they don't need to have money. There's people out here that be broke as hell, and that's probably the best thing to keep them from getting into all types of problems, man. Look at what Diddy got himself into. And none of this would have happened if he wouldn't have had the money that he has. We know that he was damn near a billionaire. Now he's gonna be broke. I don't know how he's gonna make any money aside from the royalties. I mean, that's always gonna be there. I learned some things from this documentary, for real. It's a 4-part docu-series on Netflix. Everybody knows it's called Sean Combs, The Reckoning. Yeah. Give this video a like and all that good stuff. Thanks for the 100. Thanks for all the good, you know, all the love and all that support and all that good stuff, man. I appreciate it. I see Ninja Boy Coop in the house, Blue 21, Redneck Mario. I see y'all, man. But yeah, let's just keep talking. Let's just, you know, continue to talk about this, because that's what people are doing in this current environment right now. The social media, people talking about this Diddy thing. It came out on December 2nd. And then by the weekend, everybody was already, you know, everybody had already watched it. I watched it on Saturday. And I've been watching a lot of these different documentaries. I watched The Making of Bad Boy, you know, so I knew about Uptown Records. I followed a little bit of Diddy's career when I heard of Biggie, of course. I think the first time I heard of Biggie was, if I could recall, when's the first time I really heard Biggie? It was probably like Give Me the Loot or Warning. And then I started realizing that Diddy is like this sidekick behind the scenes with this dude. Like, He always wants to be seen in the videos, which is funny. You know what Suge Knight said at the Source Awards, 1995 Source Awards, man. He was right, yo. And 50 Cent is just somebody that's been around the industry for over 2 decades now. Almost 3 decades. I heard of 50 in 1998. I'm from Queens, so 50 Cent been out on mixtapes. But when I moved out to Florida in 2001, 50 Cent was the hottest thing in hip hop. And people were bumping him all throughout Jamaica, Queens, through Brooklyn, through all throughout the city, going all the way down to Florida. Out in Florida, that's all you heard was 50. But even before he got signed by Dre, you know, like before he got the deal, the $1 million deal, millions of dollars, and before he went platinum, almost went diamond, I already was like following him. Before he even got shot 9 times, people knew who he was. He had a song called I Don't Believe You, where he's dissing Ja Rule. You know, he's dissed Nas, he dissed Jay-Z. He took one shot at Nas and Jay-Z together, but the song was about Ja Rule pretty much. And he always knew that beef was, you know, something that, you know, people like to follow that type of stuff. People want to listen to beef. You know, people want to know about the problems that famous people are having and all of that, you know. And you know, that draws a lot of people's attention to the music, to anything that's controversial, especially if it's probably going to lead to a fight or some type of scuffle and it's an ongoing war. That whole East Coast, West Coast beef made rappers realize how valuable beef really is. But yeah, I see Mark Travis. I'm a fan of Tone Loc. Okay, and you're a fan of the Bible. That's great. We got a lot of fans of the Bible on here, I'm sure. You know, Diddy always spoke about religion too. Didn't P. Diddy always talk about God and religion? All that crazy stuff. You know, like I mean, all that crazy stuff that he does, and then you're gonna talk about Jesus Christ and the Bible, and you're gonna act like you're some man of God or something. I don't know. But yeah, brother, stuff is like, you're gonna talk about Jesus Christ, and I know that he was baptized by what's that pastor, man? Him and this pastor is really like good friends. I always forget this guy's name. He's like the most famous Baptist pastor in the world, even till this day. He seems very fruity. Somebody put his name in the comment section. I know you know who I'm talking about. This cat comes up in a lot of weird photos. That's another thing you always notice about Diddy. He's always in some weird, awkward photo, man, that makes him look mad suspect. And people starting to notice, you know, all of that. Where even Meek Mills, you know, was called out. TD Jakes, that's right, Detroit. Welcome, man. What's going on, D? Detroit 379 in the house. Thank you. TD Fakes, TD Snakes. This cat wanted to be some type of, I mean, I guess when you're doing so much evil, you got to sometimes like realize, man, this is wrong. Like, how don't you realize that what you're doing is actually wrong? And you want to be this mogul, and promote all types of evil stuff, do evil things behind the scenes, while you supposedly you believe in God and you always want to give some type of credit to God. But yeah, he's obviously a front and a fake. A lot of people try to hide behind that and try to make it seem like they're good people because of this, that's the history that they have, man. Nobody believes P. Diddy. Ice-T, New Jack City. Yeah, man. I watched this thing and I'm like, he got a good friend from Mount Vernon that he grew up with named Kirk Burroughs that put out a lot of information that I didn't even know. I don't think I've ever heard of him. I've seen his face before, but now I know his name, and I'm like, I'm gonna remember this guy's name because he said some things, man, about Diddy and what he would do. He would call him in to the room when he was getting a blowjob or something. He called him into the office, and then the dude would be like, after the girl was done and left, he'd be like, what would you call me in here for? And he was like, nah, for nothing. Like, that was it. He just wanted to see, he just wanted his boy, who he grew up with. I wonder if they had some type of relationship, because there's a lot of funny stuff with Diddy. You can't trust the dude, man. What up? Lil Man Prods. Yeah, brothers. Some people out here need Jesus. They need something that's going to take their minds off of the lust and the greed and gluttony and drug abuse and sexual promiscuity that comes with some of this lifestyle of being this mogul, this rapper, this entertainment star. Like, you could be an entertainment mogul, entertainment star, and not participate in none of this stuff. Or can you? It seems like those two things can't coexist for some reason. Like, you can't try to be a good Christian and focus your life on Jesus Christ, learning the Bible. Maybe you want to be a preacher or pastor. Maybe you think your life calling is to teach people about the Lord and help people get their life straightened up. That's probably not going to be as lucrative as you starting an entertainment company with all these half-naked women are constantly dancing around you, bottles of alcohol constantly flowing. One of the worst things that you could add to your everyday life is alcohol, man. The things that you open up to and the possible disasters that could happen just because you constantly have alcohol in your life, man. Like, that alters your mind state, and that might open you up to want to try other drugs. So Diddy was dealing with ecstasy, pink cocaine, purple cocaine, all types of drugs, and even like ecstasy, what was it, or MDMA in the baby oil. He was paying a male prostitute to bone his girl, pretty much, and he would sit there watching. Like, that's some nasty, freaky, weird stuff, man. What the hell kind of stuff is that? Why would you want, like, that's weird. The fact that he called his boy over so he could watch him in his office get top. What does that do for you? Like, why would you, this is some crazy stuff, man. Like, why does that get you off? Why is the girl not enough? Why does it got to be, you got to call somebody else in, or why you got to call somebody else to be involved in your love life? What kind of relationship is that? That girl, Cassie, was his sex whore, pretty much. That was his, like, sex slave. She wasn't somebody that he was ever thinking about starting a family with. Like, come on. She should have knew that the way, he was dealing with her. This is not a guy that wants to have my kids, or that wants me to have his kids. This is like, obviously, he's having like some nasty damn fun and just doing whatever the hell he wants and treated this woman like that you're supposed to be in this relationship with. Like, how do you treat somebody you're supposed to love and you're supposed to take care of, care for, and protect, which he probably thought he was doing or he would do in some ways, but then in other ways, you opening this shit up to all types of nasty stuff. Like, the sex worker was even saying that this cat Diddy was keeping his semen and shit. Like, they would keep that shit. They would like do something with it. And what he said was that the sex worker, this cat, I forgot. I think they went on a website, Manhattan. They were in New York City. They met this dude. They would fly him out to different places so they could all have fun together. Which is crazy as hell. He's flying. Why are you flying? This is insane, man. And then they started like participating in things together. Some craziness, man. That floats certain people's boats. Even the sex worker was like, this shit is weird. Like, bro, this nigga is a damn male prostitute. And he's like, this shit is weird. That's what's crazy about going into that profession. Is like, you didn't expect that you were going to do something like that, did you? You'd think, oh, I'm just going to bone beautiful women. Maybe they might be old. They might not even all be beautiful. Maybe they'd be ugly sometimes. Well, Cassie was beautiful. But then you got this cat looking at you, some weirdo stuff while he's masturbating. Come on, man. This is Diddy? Yo. I grew up watching him on the Grammys performing with Sting, bro. I seen him, always popping up with his silk shirts or his leather suits, leather pants, his loud ass. He's just a loud, obnoxious person who's definitely a narcissistic sociopath. I mean, all the signs are there. If he's not, then nobody's a narcissistic sociopath. Jesus. But yeah, this wasn't love. This wasn't anything important to Diddy. Like, he could at any time just said, oh, you gonna do this, Cassie, or whatever. But it felt like maybe, he's putting his hands on her. Like, when I saw that video, I was like, come on. This is over for him now. Forget it. And he had to come out and apologize because this is like a real video, man. Everybody can see that that's you dragging, beating down the woman that you're supposed to be in love with. But we knew he was messing with all types of women. We knew that. Come on, man. This is what these type of cats do, man. Like, she knew that. Cassie had to know that. And this was like some type of swinging relationship. So, I'm not here to say, oh, Cassie was so innocent, because you, at the end of the day, you make your own choices, and you seen what this cat was doing, and she was trying to make it seem like things were going to get better. She thought things might get better. And yeah, there might be some guys that do that. And, you're stupid for falling for that if you continue to think that this nasty mother effer is somehow going to change without any signs of intervention. How can he had so many yes men around him. You can never tell him no. You can never tell him he's wrong. How you going to explain to somebody like that who's got the key to the city? Like, that was like the big thing for him. He got a key to the city in New York and drove around in a limo, flaunting. Yo, what a crazy documentary. But now Marlon Wayans is coming out speaking against 50 Cent. Because 50, I definitely have more respect for 50 Cent. I know Diddy ain't no talent. He don't got no skills. Diddy doesn't have any of that. 50 Cent was the real talent. Is the real talent in those two, when those two people, you put one against the other, you're going to clearly see 50 Cent got more talent. Although Diddy has been more successful, at least when it comes to music. 50 Cent is now broke into a whole nother market with the movie, documentary, film industry, this show Power, the reboots, Ghost, all this stuff. He's on his way to becoming a billionaire too, if he keeps doing what he's doing. and don't mess it up like Diddy. This is a perfect example for anybody that wants to be big, like a rapper, entertainer, or an actor, or just be in that industry around people like that. You got to make sure you don't keep people like that in your circle that constantly wants to be drugged up, partying. Like, you're not living in reality, man. But in order to make certain types of music, this dude felt, and people in this industry feel like they need to constantly have those things around to make you feel good. Because if you want to make feel good music, you need to feel good. So how do you feel good right away? Pop a pill. Have a shot, take a drink. Yeah, this is some crazy stuff, this whole Diddy thing. And 50 Cent has been gathering information on Diddy for like over 10 years. There was probably always rumors going around and people saying certain things. And you can never really verify it. But now you have firsthand stories, which is, you got to take that at its face. And, it's what's called anecdotal. A lot of this is just anecdotal evidence, pretty much. People saying some stuff. Especially, his childhood friend who said Diddy even ran up in the office and made him sign away his 25% of Bad Boy, because he owned 25% of Bad Boy. That's his boy Kirk Burrows. That's the dude he grew up with. He trusted him. Diddy at least had some people that rode with him for a while, but the fact that you see this guy has some of his former best friends and childhood friends coming on a documentary and exposing you is because the dude got a problem and he needs to be called out. People like that don't ever get called out and anything happens. Like, there's situations where this dude could have went to jail for what happened in the gymnasium where he threw that big damn party and a bunch of people died. He could have been in jail multiple times. There was other situations too. I forget the other story. I got to go back and watch this thing again. That's how interesting this whole story is, because there's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of famous, known, like well-known people involved. You got Kim Porter, who's dead now. She pretty much was, from what certain people are saying, like what's his name, Gene, who's been on Vlad TV. This cat is saying that Kim Porter was first with Russell Simmons, then he got passed to the CEO of Uptown Records. I forget his name. Daryl something. I forget his name. But then she ended up working at the front desk at Uptown Records, where Diddy was working. And, Diddy gets fired right after he lands Mary J. Blige, pretty much. And he helped put Jodeci together. That was all Diddy's doing. If you know Jodeci, forever my lady. Every label is owned by Israel. Come on, man. That's crazy. There's definitely a lot of Jewish people that own powerful businesses in the entertainment industry. That's a fact. Jewish people got money. You're gonna find Jewish people that own things everywhere, because they're the type of people that be knowing how to save money. You don't see Jewish people out here constantly spending money and looking, driving Lamborghinis and all of that. They might have that type of money, but they don't want to spend that type of money. They'll squeeze the blood out of a penny. They squeeze that quarter so hard, they make the eagles scream. Ah, ah! That's what they are. That you might work for them, they're gonna pay you nothing. But that, if you ever had an Asian boss or something, you got Asian people out here that be in positions of power too. You got Asian people that be doctors all the time. Oh, it's a conspiracy. Black people are always basketball players. Is that a conspiracy? You know, people got power, man. This is like, some of this is generational power. And when you try to tie certain things to a race, we could do that all day long. Or we could do it with gender. You know, most nurses are females. Oh, do females have some type of monopoly on nursing? No, it's just something that they're prone to doing for whatever reason. You know, it's a cultural thing. It's a biological thing. It's a genetical thing. It's a social thing. You know, all of that is all involved. You know, so, because there was somebody, there's a bunch of conspiracies around there. The Jewish conspiracy theories, I'll tell you right now, I entertain all these conspiracy theories, but I don't believe in everything just because just because you have a correlation doesn't mean that you have causation. Because I don't know what you're trying to say by Jews own a lot of stuff. Okay, well, connect it now. You have the correlations. You're making correlations. Where's the causation? What are you trying to say the reason for that is? Because they're evil, conniving people? Is that where you're going with it? I don't know. You know, I'm just saying. People bring up that stuff. It's just the conspiracy theory way of thinking can easily be dismissed. And I've done so much studying on logical thinking, critical thinking, Logics 101, rationale and reason, and all this stuff. If you study this way of thinking to where you can start eliminating certain conclusions that your brain just comes to because you can, oh, I see a correlation. I keep seeing, you know, there's people that maybe might see the number 2 everywhere. Oh, it's the number 22. Oh, it's the number 25. Oh, 82. There's 2 everywhere. Like, okay, what? It's the numbers. Of course you're going to find 2 everywhere. You know, every hour you're going to hit 2 minutes after the hour and then 22 minutes after the hour. And you're going to be like, oh, 22 plus 22 equals 44. And you start this way of thinking that is dangerous. So you're just coming to these dangerous assumptions, or I mean, it could be dangerous depending on what you do with the information. I guess most of the time it's harmless. It's like people that believe in these conspiracy theories, for the most part, they're just going to be on social media posting about it. But, you know, but then you got people that are going to be like Hitler, who had the power to do certain things that he did, you know, so I don't know. Anyways, I think Kim Porter did write a book, actually. My bad. I'm reading some of these messages late. Every label's owned by Israel. New Gen does. Adine Ross. Ice-T by Timu. Adin. Oh, y'all calling me Ice-T? I didn't realize what y'all was doing. That's funny as hell. I can see it. I see why you're saying that now. It's because of the stupid hat. Come on, y'all funny as hell. Timu. Stop getting on me, yo. Come on, I'm sensitive. Kai Cenat is a child of Diddy. He looks just like Diddy, man. And Ross grandpa was a Jewish mobster in NYC. Neon Dad is big oil. Think they're pawns, bro, promoting gambling. Bro, I mean, once you get a certain amount of power, you know, a certain amount of money, you could you now have the power to make more money, and you can control things if you really know what to do with your money. And I grew up in New York City around Jewish people. I see how they handle money. I see their children that I went to school with. We used to think they had no money. I would be dressed, spending all this money, and I was the broke one, right? But I started working when I turned 15. I made my first paycheck that summer, went out and blew it all on clothes, you know? These people have generational money too, so it's just, and they don't spend it on dumb shit. They put it into things that's gonna make more money. That's what I see a lot of them doing. It's very impressive how powerful and how successful Jewish people have become. That's something that we should be looking at and be like, yo, that's impressive. Now, there's a good amount of them that own the big porn companies. That's one thing that somebody was pointing out to me. years ago. And then somebody mentioned it again not too long ago. I saw it on social media and I was like, let me see how true this is. And for the most part, yeah, there's some big names in some of the biggest websites, porn websites, that are Jewish. Okay, ooh. And guess what? There's some Italians too. You know, there's there's a good amount of Italian actors and directors. Martin Scorsese, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. You got a lot of people, Danny DeVito. You know, these are Italian people. So you're going to say, you know, oh, there's a conspiracy. I think just some people are just prone to certain things. Maybe the way they grew up is more artistic because of their culture, and they just are more prone and, you know, more likely to do something in this certain type of industry. So it's interesting how that happens, I think. So yeah, whatever. Appreciate everybody coming through for the likes, the diamonds, whatever that is. I don't even know what that means when you get a diamond, but I appreciate it. I don't know what to do with it. Oh, we got the light on. Too much light, right? Too much light. What we got here? What we got going on here? We got the green screen. We got the Diddy. You know, Biggie background. Tupac. I'm just using the green screen, trying to play with it. Pause. Touch on. Yeah, I've never used some of these little effects, man, but there's a reason rappers crash out. They own every rap label too. It goes deep. I don't know if they own every rap label, because there's rap labels, but you're talking about the big, powerful ones. What about Sony? What's the Italian guy's name that owns Sony? He's Italian. You know, so it's like, it doesn't always work. Neon, I'm a huge fan. Yo, why everybody keep calling me Ice-T? Make America great again. All right. They killed MJ, Michael Jackson. Ooh, now you're getting into something spicy. Talk to me. Nah. Tommy Mottola. Yeah, no, I know you talk about Michael Jackson. We're not talking about Michael Jordan. But who killed Michael Jordan's pops? That's a story right there that never really got out. And people thought that was funny. Bill Cosby's son. Bill Cosby's son died in a similar way that Michael Jordan's father died. It was like he was found on the side of the road or something. I think Michael Jordan's dad was like fishing. But, you know, some people say it was like payback for so much gambling that Michael Jordan was doing. And all of that. But so did Diddy sell his soul out? Diddy had to go to the who is the CEO of Arista Records that pretty much gave Bad Boy, you know, their shot. If it wasn't for Arista Records, there would be no Bad Boy. I think that guy was Jewish, if I'm not mistaken. Clive Davis. No, is he Jewish? I think he is Jewish. I don't know. Doesn't sound like no, it could be. They usually have names like David, like Larry David. I don't know about Davis, but it's interesting, man. I don't want to get on no conspiracy theories over here, but I think it's funny how Marlon Wayans is out here beefing with 50 Cent about this. Like, Marlon Wayans is a weirdo, man. I'm sorry. People actually like Marlon Wayans, I know. Yeah, he's funny and all of that stuff, but it's kind of a little bit corny to me. I don't know how I feel about Marlon Wayans. He's just a little bit like after the Wayans brothers, and then even his brother, who be wearing them see-through sheer blouses or whatever. Sean Wayans, funny character. And I'm not saying he was comedic, because I never laughed at anything that dude said. I don't know if y'all watched the same thing I was watching on the Wayans brothers, but that dude was just not funny at all. If it wasn't for Marlon Wayans and Pops, that show would have been garbage. And of course, you had the security guard, the woman on the Wayans brother. I forget her name. She's great. And a few side characters, you know, that was dope too, man. But what the hell is the beef with Marlon Wayans and 50 Cent about? How 50 Cent always winds up in these beefs? It's funny as hell, man. People, you know, like, let 50 Cent do his executive producing thing that he does, man. Let him do his thing with Netflix and get Netflix money. Why not? Why wouldn't you? If you got all this connection to people that know Diddy, you from New York City, to people in the industry that made big money in New York City, that been around all the heavy hitters, the top players, all these stories constantly going around. And I ain't even mad at 50 for pretty much reaching out to people, getting certain videos. There's a video that came out where, what's his name? Damn, I forgot this guy's name, man. Anyways. Yeah, there's all types of videos that came out, man, but I think it's just weird. Oh yeah, Diddy had just pretty much, he was about to get arrested, and he was, you know, all this stuff was coming out. He knew he was gonna get arrested. They raided his house, and he was trying to split and leave the country. Then I think they extradited him back or something, and they had him on watch at like a hotel across the street from a precinct in Midtown Manhattan. This cat was out in the streets mingling with the people, and Diddy was giving people pounds and taking pictures with everybody. And then he gets, you know, while the cameras are rolling, he gets in the car and says, I need some hand sanitizer. Like, after everything is done, he's like, I need to take a shower. I need some hand sanitizer. You know, and it just comes off looking a little bad when you out there mingling with the people in the streets of New York City. It really shows a side of Diddy that, you know, people shouldn't respect. I don't know how people respect and want to protect Diddy and be out there with signs saying, free P. Diddy, free Sean Combs. This guy is one of the most disgusting human beings on earth, man. And I mean, we know that there's people in the industry that have done crazy things, that have stories that haven't come out. You know, a few things will come out here and there, but man, the way that this stuff is just exploding, it's exposing a lot of people. And I want to know who else is going to come out. Probably nobody else is going to come out, because these things was like parties. But most illegal thing that was going on was drug use for the most part. But then there are some, you know, some rape allegations and things like that that was settled out of court. You know, but Diddy is pretty much right now indicted or convicted of, it's 2 counts of trafficking for prostitution. That is a total of 50 months in prison. That's 4 years. But he also, what else did they do? He also, they dropped a bunch of the other charges. That's what happened, man. He got off. He's getting off, man. It's probably has to do with the power, the connections, and the money he got. The money that he got. Hey, man. Puppet 1000%. If you was reincarnated as a young person in Israel, you at risk. Diddy power slam Bieber makes me want to puke. Oh my God, that's disgusting, right? Now, I seen a crazy video where I don't know what this football player and Justin Bieber were doing in a club. You didn't catch the whole video, but you know, you didn't catch the thing on video, the whole thing. But it looked like something had just finished happening where it was weird, man. It's just weird. I've seen the look on women's faces before after they finish doing something that they, you know, that they be doing to men. Usually when they're on their knees. Why the hell was Justin Bieber coming up from a grown man's lap? Like, picking his head out of a grown man's lap. What was going on? That's what I want to know. You seen that video, Justin Bieber? That's a funny, weird video. I want to know what's going on. The industry is bought and sold. You're seeing it live, man. It's all unfolding. Usher got some questions to answer to with his Diddy affiliations. You know, one of the people that helped Usher's career was definitely P. Diddy. Yeah, you got Diddy that was known as like a gatekeeper to the music industry, pretty much. The PJ machine, yakala. Ugh. It's the truth and it's dark, no pun intended. It's dark and hell is hot. Yo, Ice-T in the house. You know what I mean? I don't know any songs by Ice-T. Maybe something. Damn, I can't think of a song. But that's funny. Y'all funny as hell. Anyways, we're out here, Florida. The weather is nice and chilly. I usually go for walks when it's cold like this. I love going on nice little brisk walks. And I decided to do this live a few hours ago because I think I know a lot of what's going on based on all the shit that I've watched. I kind of been following this for a while. And I don't know what do y'all think, man? Because one of my kids was like, he should have got 50 years, not 50 months. And I was like, did he deserve 50 years for some of the allegations? I mean, if everything that they're saying is true, then yes, give the man 50 years. If he was somehow involved with the murder of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G. Christopher Wallace, I mean, then give the man life in prison. And you know, the violence against Cassie, I think all of that could have been prosecuted. You could have charged him and let that stick. But since, he pled out, did he make a deal? That's the thing. You can always plead guilty later on. You can start off by pleading not guilty. You know, you could go through the discovery of everything. And before you even take it to trial, you know, you can change your plea. Because once you get arrested, you plead guilty, not guilty, whatever. I'm not guilty. People always plead not guilty. If you ever get arrested and you got to take it to court, just plead not guilty. And then you change it later on based upon what the evidence shows. And they dropped some charges, you know, 5 years, 10 years probably. I mean, prostitution, people that are all complicit to things. You know, to me, I don't think that's something that needs to be charged like a murder or, you know, even robbery. You know, like robbery is more, you should be charged more. There's cities, there's states that they don't even charge you. They don't even care if you steal up to $1,000. You might just get off with a trespass warning. That's it. But then there's, you know, this is Florida. Out here in Florida, you get caught with $100 worth of stuff, you're gonna go to jail. And it's probably gonna be a misdemeanor. It might get tossed out later. I don't know. It's different from Los Angeles. It's different from, you know, California. In California, they toss out $1,000 robbery cases. You know, $2,000. They be tossing stuff out. Even stabbings. You know, like, you see things just tossed out. Or some aggravated assault. Even if you don't shoot anybody. If you pull out a gun during a robbery and don't shoot anybody, you might not even see prison. They might drop charges. They might just slap you on the wrist. You might see jail. You might go to jail. You get locked up, and you're gonna be processed, and it's gonna be like nothing happened. You pulled out a gun and tried to rob a bunch of people, and then now you don't even see any jail time. That's what happens. So when it comes to prostitution, I think it should be less than that. But when you talk about all the different things that Diddy did, got to put aside the fact that he's a piece of shit. Try to put that to the side and be honest with what they can prove, counting the prostitution and the trafficking, the drug use, the abuse. I mean, according to what they could prove, yeah, man, maybe 5 to 10 years. No more than that. But if some of these things are true that they're saying about him, of course, if you plot somebody's murder and pay somebody for it, you're kind of involved now. I mean, you're freaking involved. You start putting a price on people's heads. You are responsible. You should be held accountable for that person's murder, even if you didn't do it. You just start throwing that shit out so people can know. Oh, yeah. Now, how you gonna tie it to him? This is all just hearsay, anecdotal evidence that's going to be tossed out if it ever gets brought to court. That's why it was never brought. And the only thing that they could really get him on was the prostitution, and all of that. I mean, it's just nasty behavior, It's really nasty, disgusting behavior. But if you're doing something against people's will, if you're hurting somebody, if you're kidnapping, you're doing something that somebody doesn't want, you should get more time based on that. Because now you're involving people that are not complicit. In this prostitution shit, everybody's down with this stuff. Cassie's all messed up in the head, all drugged up. That young girl didn't stand a chance dealing with Diddy. When she met him, she was like 18, 19. She didn't stand a chance. And that's why you see she was doing some of the things she was doing. Yeah. I don't know. I like to talk about these different situations. It's interesting, but yeah, man. Zac Efron was an escort to rich billionaires who beat the F out of him. Wow. Gay billionaires. That's crazy. Brother Harama Dewan. Oh, it got retracted. Stroke said, you on my... Can you make it daytime? Yeah, I guess I can make it daytime. Like that. Can't really see you well. Can you change the time, make it day? There you go. I made it daytime. Who hath called the sun to come out from its hiding? Who told the water to flow? Who can tell the clouds to be gone and tell the rain to come down? Yeah, baby. 51. 50 is winning. I'm out here in Florida. It's good, Giorgio Marte. What up to my peoples out there, man? Where y'all coming from, man? I'm out here in Orlando, Florida. We got beautiful weather right now. I don't really need this hat. It's all just for, the whole appearance and the look. I'm putting on a show right now. So, I got to have the right attire. But nah, it is nice and cool, though. I ain't going to lie. And sometimes just having a hat on, not even having a jacket on, sometimes that alone just keeps me warm. Let's get comfy right now. But yeah, it was good, my peoples. Welcome to San Miguel TV. Thank you for joining. You can subscribe. I like to go live. I do my thing like a chicken wing. Where you at? Cool beans. All right, I see ya. Man, this whole Kid Cudi thing, too. I didn't talk about Kid Cudi. That's a crazy-ass story right there, because then he started messing with Kim Porter. Day and night. Tampa in the house. Kid Cudi has been photographed wearing some dresses and things. He's a strange dude too, but he's definitely made some great music, man. If anything, Kid Cudi was the one that was the blueprint to this new type of music that, you know, turned into, like, hip-hop turned into something else, man. And Kid Cudi was like the first one, and then Drake started following along using his blueprint. Yeah, I like him as an artist, man. I've been listening to him for a while, man. He's from Ohio. He's half Mexican, half black, by the way. Kid Cudi, man. He's definitely got skills and talent, something that P. Diddy never had and will never have. You can't buy that shit. But that's what he did. He bought ghostwriters, and he had Mark Curry, who exposed him on a bunch of stuff. Mark Curry is another one that exposed him. You know, that's definitely, man. Good job, Mark Curry. Much love to Mark Curry for coming out and exposing this, man. That people got to be brave out here. I forgot about that cat. He was on that. He was the one that wrote a bunch of stuff. He wrote the damn song for the Godzilla. Remember this Godzilla soundtrack? That song was horrible, man. But he said that the lyrics, if you listen to the lyrics, they're not that bad. You could have probably performed that in a way better way. And Diddy's like, I know you see me. I know you watch me. I know you love me. That shit was so whack. Justin Brophy, man, I don't want to talk about it. That was a long time ago, and I always regret it. You know, but at least I'm not in the closet anymore. I'm in the hallway now. You know, I play along with these trolls. Because then they don't know what to do. They be like, yeah. So thank you for the comment. Thank you for the content. It makes for good times. Good times. Some of y'all ain't in the closet. Some of y'all in the hallway. Like 50 said. 50 Cent, man. Funny guy. He said P. Diddy is his favorite villain. He said he don't have heroes. He looks up to certain people, but he don't have no real, like, he don't want to call them heroes. That is a strange term, as if somebody saved you or something, you know? But a villain is somebody that brings you down and destroys you. Diddy is a villain. He's destroyed a lot of these artists, blackballed them, so where they can no longer work because of whatever relationship they had or have with Diddy. You had the Diddy Dirty Money, whack ass group, 2-girl group, whack, pure whackness. You had the Danity Kane, what is it, Danity Kane or something? I don't even know what the name of the group is. Hannity Kane? I don't know. I can't think of the name of that group. That shit was trash. It was trash. P. Diddy redeemed himself when he did a song with Keisha Cole called Last Night. Couldn't even get an answer. That's my shit. That's the only shit, and you know he didn't write that. But that's like one of the only songs that is even good, even considered good, that Diddy is performing on. Other than that, I hate everything that Diddy that is just him. Like, there's nothing Diddy ever did by himself that I was like, yo, that shit was dope. I'd listen to the Diddy in the Family, the Puff Daddy in the Family. He was called Puff Daddy. He dropped the Puff Daddy in the Family album. He had Jadakiss write a bunch of the songs on that. He had Mace writing some shit on that. And he had Biggie, who wrote a few joints on that. And I think maybe even Jay-Z wrote Diddy's verse on that one song with Biggie, Jay-Z, and Diddy on the Puff Daddy and the Family album. Or Puffy and the Family, whatever the hell it was called. He was still, he had Black Rob at that time. You know, he had a song with Genuine on that album. He had a song with Twista on that album. You know, Jadakiss killed that, the verses that he wrote for him. You know, and that's the only way that Diddy would ever sound good. Sean P. Diddy Combs, man. Buying off Ghost Riders and But yeah, man. Pursuit of Happiness was a great song, bro. Love that song. How long ago? Oh, I already read that. Diddy is a loser. I see some messages retracted. I'm not doing any of that. You know, sometimes you might say something that is going to get, or maybe you retracted it or YouTube retracted it. I'm not sure, but you know, I ain't doing nothing, man. That shit just happens. So, you know, I'm all about free speech, man. Sometimes I don't want to be on YouTube because it should be censoring the shit out of me. And they won't suggest the video to certain people, you know, especially some of the topics we're talking about. Some people are probably not even going to join because it's not going to get suggested because there's an algorithm that YouTube, when it hears certain words, you know, like some of the stuff we were saying, I don't want to mention it now, but it's probably already not going to be suggested because based off the topics, you know, it's like very dirty stuff. It's like parental warning advised. And it's not because of me. I mean, obviously we're talking about it, I'm talking about it, but it's because of the conversation and the fact that this cat was just to talk about the things that he did. It's like it's starting to engage in some very nasty conversations. But it is what it is. Oh no, we're gonna talk about Diddy, man. Life goes on. I hate people that are trying to just be like, no, don't talk about what Diddy does. Don't talk about what Diddy does. People want to hear about what Diddy did. All right, we're gonna keep talking about it, and some people are going to be, you know, there's people that there's a woman that was actually raped by Diddy, and that's the one that he settled out of court. I believe her. She said that, you know, and there were people that said they saw the video that came out on the video. You have corroborating evidence because Diddy showed a video of him doing that, and he drugged her. She was not conscious. Why would you not want to talk about this cat? Like, yo, forget about it. Like, yo, who are these people that support P. Diddy, man? Why? This shit makes no sense, yo. You know, like, this is what Marlon Wayans is doing. Like, yo, man, karma's gonna get you, man. Why you gotta kick somebody while they're down? Like, shut the hell up. Kick somebody while they're down. This is an ongoing story. There's still more things that's gonna come out. Diddy's still in jail. You know, he hasn't paid for what he's done yet, because he's still doing the time that he's supposed to do. So, like, maybe after he does his 4 years, then maybe we can stop talking about the things that just came out. Like, we're talking about a documentary that just came out last week. Information, new information you've never seen before. New videos you've never seen before. And people are like, yo, man, leave it alone, man. Leave Diddy alone. Yeah, we want to know, were you part of some of these parties, Marlon Wayne? And there's a photo on here on the avatar and the thumbnail with Diddy and 50 supposedly in a hot tub, but there's no origin to that photo. I found that photo on Marlon Wayans' Instagram account, and I messed with it a little bit, altered some things, threw some heads and some faces on the thumbnail. And that's what this video is about, because I knew we were going to end up touching on Marlon Wayans. We're going to end up talking about, you know, Cassie, Ja Rule, Biggie, Tupac, Kid Cudi, all these people that are really involved one way or another with everything. Ja Rule's even talking about Diddy, that he's a rat. Like, yo, to get information is powerful. Information is powerful. And people know what to do with information once they get it. This is the best thing you could do with the information once you get it. Instead of just talking about it and gossiping, turn it into something that can be watched as a movie with your loved one. Now you can chill with your wife. You got 4 parts. You got 4 1-hour parts pretty much. You could break this thing up into a 2-day damn date with your wife. Sit down on the couch, you know, with your girlfriend or your significant other. Some of you might prefer the males. That's okay. I know YouTube is like 80% of the people on YouTube are men, are males, I think. Like 85% of my viewers are men, because that's the demographic on YouTube. Now, if you go to Bumble or Etsy or Pinterest, there's going to be more women on there, obviously. But yeah, you know, so we're going to talk about these things that we're talking about. Yeah, what's he doing in jail? I know he was talking about, he put out a statement that this was all like slander and all of that, and it's a hit piece, Like, who you think you are? He really thinks he's somebody special, man. Yeah. You must have been around a lot of those people, Christopher. Maybe somebody in your life that you loved did something to you. For whatever reason, anybody that looks like this person, you think that they're like that too. That's a fallacy to think that somebody looks a certain way. Like, that's weird. Now, did Diddy look like that? Did Diddy look like the type of person that he is? I think so. If you see enough photos of him. But it's really all in the stories, because there's only so much you're going to get from looking at somebody and coming to conclusions. This is why we expose this information. This is why it gets put out there, because there's facts here that's coming out. The whole Kid Cudi thing is something that I thought maybe they got something here, because you have women. Well, you only have one witness. It was a woman that was helping Diddy at the moment, and she was his like assistant. She came out and said that Diddy said, yo, we're gonna get this cat, Kid Cudi. And I think they burned down his car, did some crazy, I forgot what they did. Yeah, thank you for coming on. Keep commenting. I appreciate y'all for spending time right here on this channel that you love. But I appreciate y'all. Ever heard of the Saturn hexagon cult? It relates the black cubes around the world. Never heard of that. Cho dumb ass up. Saint sarcasm. That's funny. What up, Eddie? Carrot. Boop. Nah. Why? Because I'm wearing this thing? No. Nah, and I'm not homeless either, man. I sometimes I'll be around some homeless people. You know, I might give them a plate or something. Might give them some food. Might have a conversation with some of them. I've had interactions with homeless people on this very YouTube channel, where I was threatened with a machete by a homeless man, you know, that lives right outside of a Walmart. Like, you literally take 5 steps into these woods and you see this dude's a whole encampment right by the Walmart. One time I was out there sitting, chilling, and this dude comes bothering me because I'm sitting like on the railing that leads right to the woods outside of the Walmart, eating a sandwich and having a meal pretty much on a day where I'm pissed. I'm pissed off this day. And I'm over here trying to enjoy my food. This is my dinner. It's a sandwich from Walmart and a damn, and I got a bottle of water and like some snacks, you know? And I would have gave him some food if he asked me nicely. But he comes up to me and tells me, yo, can you move from this area? I live here. Yo, this nigga lives in the woods right outside of Walmart. Right where you come into the entrance, he's like right there, as if people don't know that he lives there. And this cat wants to tell me that I'm making it hot and I'm drawing attention to the location. And I'm like, I didn't even know you were back there. If you would have said nothing, I would have never even fucking seen you. That was my first interaction with him. And he started getting all mad. He didn't pull out the machete this time, but I knew he was back there. So when I went back a second time, that's when he got fucking mad. But yeah, man, you gotta be careful with the weed out here, because there's some shit going around that's making people, you know, throw up and cough and all types of crazy shit. You know, so don't tell me about no goddamn I look like I smoke weed, man. I'm trying to cut that shit. Every now and again I might, you know, smoke a little weed, but nah. I think this is the hat, the homeless hat right here. This is a common homeless look. And people like that look. They think it looks cool. What, it don't look cool? What's wrong? You want me to dress like Diddy? Do I gotta wear shiny suits so y'all could think I'm not homeless? Just because you wear a shiny suit don't mean you're homeless. Look, Diddy right now, his home is prison right now. He's upstate, baby. Clinton. I believe it's in Clinton. Yeah, baby. Man. Damn, son. Somebody's going through hard times right now during Christmas. There's people that need help. Not seriously, man. This could be easily turned into a joke. There's all types of trolls that constantly come in and try to joke. That's fine, man. Won't necessarily kick y'all out. You know, it just depends. Depends what you say. But I know people be joking. It's okay. I don't take shit to heart. I actually try to roll with the punches. But I think I look more like Tim Pool right now. You know, some people say I look like Julio Iglesias or Enrique Iglesias. Some people say I look like Antonio Banderas. Some people say I look like Swizz Beatz. I got that one before. And then tonight, Ice-T. That's a new one. I've gotten Damian Marley before. I don't know how I look like Damian Marley. Yeah, everybody got to be rich now. If you don't look like money, they diss you. New school retards. New school retarded. Yeah, these new school retards out here, man. I like that. That sounds like a punk rock group. New school retards. But I wasn't even gonna I wasn't even gonna live stream outside, but I got the washer and dryer going, and then my daughter started washing the dishes, and it was all loud. And I'm like, I don't want to do this live stream. It's kind of loud right now. You know, yeah. And my space is literally right by the washer and dryer. You know, I'm going to make some moves, though. You're going to see where I'm going to have a little spot set up with the microphone and everything. But it's going to take some months. I'll give it till next year. Summertime 2026. Definitely start making some bigger moves with San Miguel TV. It's got to get more serious. Because for the most part, I mean, I've been doing this for what, 9 years now? Or 7 years, actually. 8 years. Since 2017, I've been putting out videos. And I've been live streaming since like 2019. But I've been putting out edited videos ever since I left the Hebrew Israelite cult. I used to be in a cult, so I know what cult environments are like. When I listen to this Diddy stuff, this sounds like these people are in a cult. Like, all his followers are just riding along with whatever the hell he does and say because they're getting paid, and to them it's all worth it, even though they're dealing with some of the most, you know, perverse things I've ever heard. I don't know what kind of is this. Thanks for the love, man. I appreciate it. The Israelite Church of God and Jesus Christ is a cult I used to be a part of. So if you go back to my first videos, if you go through my channel and click on oldest videos, you're gonna see some hip hop videos. I mashed up some things, some Nas. You know, I was doing certain things at first, maybe the first 2 videos. And then once I started learning how to edit, I started exposing the cult leader of the Israelite Church of God and Jesus Christ, or the ICGJC, Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. Go look this guy up, man. This guy was a cult leader. He was the Hebrew Israelite P. Diddy. You know, so all this is very familiar to me. What 50 Cent is doing is dope. It's a dope ass documentary exposing a fucking a scumbag cult leader, man. A scumbag entertainment mogul who is pushing people around like he don't give a damn about anybody. How you gonna send somebody across the Brooklyn Bridge from Manhattan, walking from Manhattan to Brooklyn to go get you a cheesecake just to test you and see what would you do for me? You know, how far would you go? This is obvious cult leader 101 shit. You know, like this is clear cult leader stuff. The cult that I was a part of, the leader, it wasn't no worshiping no Jesus. We thought we were worshiping Jesus. It was an identity. It is an identity cult. What's left of it? It's barely there anymore. But it's an identity cult that focuses on black people supposedly being the Hebrew Israelites, and Jesus Christ is black, and the real Jews are black, and so are the Hispanics. They're the Israelites, the lost tribes, and they would identify Puerto Ricans are the tribe of Ephraim because there's 12 tribes to the nation of Israel. So they would say the Dominicans are the tribe of Simeon. You know, I'm a Dominican. I'm Dominican from New York City. I grew up hearing some of this stuff before, and it just took me, you know, and I kind of just ran with it. I thought there was some intelligence and truth behind it. And yeah, man, I ran with it. The cult leader, later on, I found out the cult leader was dealing with so many different women. Some of them were underage, you know, so it's like, this is very similar. Like, it's all people getting into power, getting money, and they don't know what to do with it. Some people don't deserve money. Some people don't deserve to have a certain amount of money because they don't know what to do with it. And all it's going to do is just make a person a worse type of person. You're going to feed into all your vices. You better not have vices and you get into all types of money. You ever hear these people that win the lottery, the Powerball? There's a dude that won $167 million Powerball. You got to go see the body cam video of his arrest. It's insane. I mean, this is what happens when you get so much money and you don't know what to do with yourself. You don't have your life right. You don't got your mind right. You're all messed up in the head. You got all types of urges and you know, it's like deviant urges. And now you're going to make those wishes come true because you got the money and you could tell people to shut up and don't say nothing and you better do what I say. This is what happens. Thank y'all for coming through, man. I appreciate it. Once this goes a little longer, I'll take it back inside so it's not outside all loud. But yeah, man, power, man. That power is crazy. Money and technology are evil. I don't think it's money itself, and I don't think it's technology itself. It's what people do with those things, or what people would do to get those things, and then once they get it, what they do with it too. Yeah, man. Not everybody needs to have money out here. People want to be rich. Like, you wouldn't know what to do with yourself, or what to do with that money, and how to invest it properly and make more money or sustain that money. You probably feed into addictions that you never controlled, and that shit is going to drive you to prison or your death. Revelation are exposing everything. Run with what? Money and technology are evil. Man is evil. Yeah, man is evil. Shit. And money just enables. Yeah, I like that. You know? Men and women are evil. People need, like, we need to latch on to something beautiful in life, something special and worth living for, that is beneficial, and it doesn't cause any harm. You have to learn how to appreciate the things that maximize happiness and success, and minimize the harm that is being caused around the world, that you can cause. Listen, I'm just talking too. I've heard, these are things that, I know that this is, as I get older, there's certain importances that I place on certain things in my life, and I realize this is not that important. I don't need to be out chilling with people that are going to be out partying and drinking until the wee hours of the night, 3 a.m, doing drugs and just trying to get women and trying to do crazy things. I don't know. Live a life of like you're a rock star. Like, what is this with humans and men? They want to be like the person that's being portrayed on the television. Like, you see videos, or you see the actual real stories. You hear these stories of people with money that got power, and all this fear that everybody has, and respect, and then people, they crave all of that. You don't need to crave. If you need to have respect from strangers, if you need to be around strangers constantly to get their admiration, there's something missing in your life that you're not getting from the people that are supposed to be around you, giving you that. A lot of people out here growing up with no father. Some people growing up with no mother. Some people grow up with father and mother with no love. And they're missing things in their life, and they go out and go try to seek that, or go try to find that, which is crazy. But yeah, man, what can you do, man? You gotta appreciate the good things in life, for sure. But shit, what's the easiest way to make $100? What's the easiest way to make $100? Easiest? See, it depends. If you have $100,000, you have $100,000 to spend or to invest. I would throw it onto some type of cryptocurrency right now. But if you have $0 trying to make $100, it's a lot harder. It's a lot more difficult to transfer 0 into 100 than it is to transfer 100,000 into $100,000. It's very easy to invest 100,000 in something and see $100 profit within a day. It's simple, but who has that type of money? I remember when I invested $900 into Dogecoin in 2021. I believe it was January of 2021. By the middle of the year, so 6 or 5 months later, that had become $9,800. I made 10 times more my money, or 11 times almost my money, when I invested in Dogecoin. And from 900, almost like maybe it was like $920, I got almost 11 or almost $10,000. That's almost 10 times my money, almost 11 times my money. It took 6 months. That's pretty good money while I'm working at the same time, earning, a certain amount of money per month. That's a good add-on. So, and I like investing. That's another thing I do and talk about on this channel. My thing is XRP Ripple. I've been invested in that since 2021 also. 2020 was the year that I really started investing and getting into all that crypto stuff, man. After COVID crashed the market. Everything was down. I threw money into things. As they started coming up, the money started going up. So yeah, man, that's a good way to earn some money. What? If you got money to throw on crypto, I'm telling you right now, this is a pretty good time. I would give it until it hits around like New Year's Day. January is usually the comeback because everybody's spending money. So people are taking money out of their investments right now so they can spend it on gifts, on Christmas, on family, on feasts, and all of that. People are taking out the money from their investments, which is actually driving the price down. So that drives the price down. The price is still going to keep going down. So you might want to throw a little bit right now and wait, see what happens, and start nibbling little by little. That's a way of investing, a technique of investing where you take little bites here and there, and you nibble here and you nibble there. You might be able to make some money. There's other crypto out there that I don't even follow anymore. Ethereum is always good.